Before first light, a small swordfish boat sits quietly in harbor, preparing for a long day offshore. On deck, the crew checks rods, leaders, and carefully crimped hooks designed specifically for broadbill swordfish. Fresh baits are rigged slowly, each needlefish stitched to swim naturally through the dark blue water. The captain studies charts and weather, choosing one narrow canyon that often holds swordfish on today's currents.
As dawn breaks, the small boat slips out of harbor, trading city lights for open horizon.
Ocean swells grow longer, and land disappears behind a rim of haze on the morning sky.
Rods are clipped into holders, harnesses laid out, and the cockpit becomes a compact fighting platform.
Over the canyon edge, the engines throttle back, and spreader bars and lures slide into the wake. Beneath the wake, swordfish baits glide in long, lazy arcs through clear blue water.
The first sign is subtle, a faint tap on the rod tip, almost lost in the swell.
The line tightens, and suddenly the rod folds over as something heavy dives beneath the boat.
In the chair, the angler clips into the harness, bracing feet against the deck for the first run.
The captain swings the bow to follow the fish, trying to stay almost directly above it. Far below, a broadbill swordfish powers away, its long bill cutting through cold blue layers. Muscles and tackle strain together as the first heavy run takes line deep into the spool. Every pump and wind gains only centimeters, but slowly the fish begins to turn toward the surface.
When swordfish near the surface, they often explode upward in short, violent bursts.
The crew clears extra lines, leaving one male East Asian angler and one fish locked together in open ocean.
After 40 minutes, the color finally appears beneath the hull, a flash of purple and silver in the deep. The bill breaks the surface first, a narrow spear, followed by the broad, powerful shoulders of the fish.
On small boats, every landing is a ballad of timing, coordination, and limited space. At the last second, the fish surges again, sounding straight down and ripping the leader from his grip.
Minutes later, fatigue begins to win, and the swordfish's circles grow smaller and tighter under the boat.
With a quick rope around the tail, the fish is secured safely before anyone relaxes.
On this small deck, even a modest swordfish feels enormous when swung carefully through the transom door. The crew hoses the deck, tags the catch, and logs the coordinates while the boat resumes trolling.
One fish aboard is a success, but this crew believes the canyon still holds more broadbills. The sun climbs higher, and so do expectations, as fresh baits replace the ones that swam all morning.
For midday swordfish, the baits drop straight down, hundreds of meters into near darkness.
Below the thermocline, the rig settles into a narrow band where swordfish cruise slowly along the slope. A broadbill approaches from behind, tracing the leader with its bill before turning to take the bait.
Keep the pressure up, don't let them rest. Watch the drag setting right there.
When the hook sets, the rod doubles and the reel erupts into a steady, grinding run.
This second fish feels heavier, deeper, and more stubborn than the first of the day.
Sweat, salt, and rhythm define these long fights, pump after pump against unseen pressure.
After nearly an hour, the second swordfish finally rises, its dorsal fin cutting a clean line on the surface.
This time, the plan is different. The crew will measure and release the fish in the water.
With a few powerful kicks, the fish vanishes back into the canyon, leaving only bubbles behind.
2 encounters already mark the day as exceptional, but the crew senses one more chance before dark.
Fresh baits go down again, this time staggered at different depths along the steepest contour line.
The ocean seems quiet, but predators move constantly, invisible just beyond the limit of human senses.
This fish stays stubbornly deep, its weight telegraphed as slow, punishing pulses through graphite and line.
Suddenly, the line angles toward the surface, and the crew, consisting of 3 white men in their 30s, prepares for an explosive jump beside the boat.
A burst of white water erupts as the swordfish throws its head, trying to shake the hook. Every jump risks slack line, so the angler cranks furiously as the captain accelerates toward the fish.
Gradually, strength shifts from fish to crew as the circles tighten and color comes up again.
With daylight fading, landing this third fish demands fast, decisive teamwork on the cramped deck. The hook sits perfectly in the jaw hinge, giving the crew confidence they can control the fish safely.
One last turn, and the swordfish glides into ideal position for a clean, controlled capture.
On small boats, lifting big fish can be dangerous, so they favor sliding, rolling, and leverage over brute force. Once aboard, the catch is secured with straps and carefully positioned to keep the deck safe and workable. With 3 encounters behind them, the crew finally turns the bow toward the fading glow of shore. In the cabin, logbooks record positions, depths, and bait types, while memories of the fights are still fresh. Night settles slowly over the bow as navigation lights flicker on and the sea turns to dark glass. Even on the ride home, rods stay rigged, ready in case one last opportunity appears under the hull lights. Nearing shore, city lights begin to shimmer on the horizon, promising fuel, ice, and rest. At the dock, other crews gather as word spreads of a rare 3 swordfish day from a single small boat. Under bright dock lamps, the first swordfish is slid gently onto a portable scale for a quick weight.
Photos are quick, practical, and respectful. The fish is food, livelihood, and memory all at once.
Soon after, the fish is moved to a chilled cleaning table just meters from the boat.
The broadbill's anatomy reveals why it is such an efficient hunter of deep living prey.
The first cuts are simple, removing fins and bill to make the carcass easier to handle and store.
Swordfish meat is dense and mild, with a color that ranges from off-white to light pink. Longloins are lifted carefully into coolers packed with ice, each piece destined for a different buyer. Smaller trim pieces will stay with the crew, becoming meals that keep the fishing life sustainable and personal.
Back home, a simple kitchen becomes the final stage of this day-long journey from canyon to plate.
A thick loin is trimmed again, any dark tissue removed to leave clean, light-colored steaks.
Some slices go raw, destined for simple sashimi, dressed with only citrus and salt.
Others become thick, grilled steaks, a style that handles this dense meat particularly well.
In this home, every bite carries the memory of rod bends, ocean swells, and fleeting surface color.
Days later, the same harbor wakes again, and the small boat prepares for another run offshore.
Knowledge from each trip accumulates, temperature, currents, moon phase, all logged quietly below deck.
Rods are retied, knots checked, and frayed sections of line replaced before anyone casts off. Between strikes, the ocean feels endless and quiet, giving the crew time to think and scan.
Whoa, big bite! Get in the chair! He's taking line fast. Keep going, you got this.
Swordfish, let's go!
A sudden flash just under the surface confirms it. A fourth swordfish for the season. Each additional encounter sharpens the crew's understanding of how swordfish move along this canyon wall.
But the essence remains simple: boat, crew, sea, and a single powerful fish on one line.
Some days bring only one bite, yet the memory of that one fish can last for years.
For this crew, swordfish are more than numbers. Each one carries its own story and struggle. Small boat operations like this define a quiet, distributed fishery, far from industrial fleets.
How much for the big one today?
Price is firm at $8.50 a pound.
All right, let's get it on the scale.
Traceability begins here, with handwritten tags noting boat name, date, and fishing grounds.
Some product travels far, feeding diners who may never imagine the size of the canyon it came from. Other portions stay local, moving from dockside coolers to neighborhood markets within hours. In one coastal kitchen, a chef prepares a simple swordfish dish that honors the fish's clean flavor.
Grilled over high heat, the steaks develop a light crust while staying moist and dense inside.
At the table, the meal connects distant deep-sea canyons to everyday lives on shore.
Few diners will know the exact boat or canyon, but the story exists behind every portion. Back on the dock, the small crew preps gear again, quietly repeating rituals that shape their season. In notebooks and memory, they track which depths and baits produced when conditions shifted. Each page reflects experimentation, successes, and quiet failures lost in the waves.
Across many trips, patterns emerge, turning uncertainty into informed intuition about swordfish behavior.
Every trip offers something: action, information, or simply perspective from the edge of the continental shelf.
The broadbill swordfish remains both a resource and a mystery, rarely revealing its full life to human eyes. Over a season, those intersections accumulate into a patchwork understanding of the canyon's living patterns.
For the crew, the work also supports families, small businesses, and a coastal culture built around the sea.
Carefully managed, small boat swordfish operations can balance livelihoods with long-term sustainability.
Release decisions, size limits, and selective techniques all reduce impact on younger age classes.
In the end, every choice, what to keep, what to let go, shapes the future of this fishery.
For some, swordfish are simply menu items. But for these anglers, they are daily companions and teachers.
The canyon itself feels like a living entity, breathing, shifting, and responding to weather and current.
Somewhere below, broadbills glide along invisible highways of temperature and light.
On calm days, their presence is felt more than seen, a constant possibility under every swell.
On rough days, the same fish can feel impossibly distant, hidden beneath wind and whitecaps. Through all of it, the small boat returns again and again to the same narrow band of ocean.
Keep the pressure on. He's a big one. Get the tag ready. Okay, he's close. We got him.
This is the small boat swordfish journey, from harbor to canyon and back, lived one fish at a time.